So that was the wash-up yesterday with Heath Shaw and Nick Maxwell sanctioned by the AFL. Collingwood President Eddie McGuire joins us. G'day, Ed. As we both know, controversy comes and it goes.
It does.
But what's your greatest concern about this issue? The
greatest concern was probably that people in the football industry who are not allowed to bet still think they either can or can get away with it. I think that has been underlined, and that's why we accept without reservation the sanctions that were imposed on our players and club yesterday, because the integrity of the game is far more important than any team or anything else that's going around or any player. So we have no issues whatsoever, and let this be the clarion call for all people in the industry now that you cannot put the integrity of AFL football in jeopardy.
Has it hurt your brand?
No,
I noticed yesterday you just had the Collingwood logos, didn't mention the sponsors.
Yeah, but that's right. It's got nothing to do with the sponsors. So, no, the brand is we are the club. That's the biggest brand of all. Our football club hasn't hurt the brand. I mean, it's stupidity and idiocy of the highest order. In Maxie's case, you know, people around footballers have got to learn as well. So too Shorey's mate shouldn't have taken down that path. So people have just got to be a bit aware. But we don't palm off any blame whatsoever. Our blokes made the mistake and they've paid the consequences.
Are you going to stick by Heath Shaw?
Yeah, absolutely. He's developed as a good young man over the last couple of years. He's made a couple of mistakes, high-profile mistakes, but we work with him. He's one of our guys, and we'll try and bring him through. I personally believe you give as many chances as you can to a kid, providing they're growing and developing. If they're regressing or acting the goat, well, you get rid of them. But no, Heath Shaw's a Collingwood man.
Let's have a look at some vision from half-time. The Collingwood coach didn't seem overly pleased, Ed, with what was produced in the first half. He stormed out of the box at half-time and was pretty vocal in the rooms. If you're a betting man, Ed, what odds would you say that Mick Malthouse would be staying at Collingwood next year?
I'm not allowed to bet on anything to do with football, but I'm very confident, particularly after our meeting yesterday, that Mick will be there. As he said, he's not going to coach anywhere else. He's got a fantastic role to play. He's very enthusiastic about that role, particularly after yesterday.
What is the role? I mean, is he going to be the overseer? Will he have the final say next year?
On what?
On coaching matters. Will he can he overrule Nathan Buckley?
No, the coach is in charge of coaching matters.
Okay.
And the football director is Jeff Walsh, and Mick is the coach, the director of coaching. The roles will be defined. We're not at a stage to declare what they are or anything else, but we're pretty comfortable with where it's going.
It would be hard for Mick, though, it seems to me, to be a toothless tiger if Nathan's calling all the shots.
He won't be, but that's his role going forward. The coach is the coach.
Yeah, but what's he going to do?
Well, you'll see, don't worry. As long as he knows and I know, and Gary Pert and Jeff Walsh knows, that's all that matters.
But you'll need to advise the Collingwood members too, I would assume.
They don't need to know everything that goes on every day at Collingwood, OK? We're pretty confident we know what we're doing. See, Steve, the thing is, I believe that the role of a coach is changing. And I think in the last 10 years, the evolution of coaching has seen coaches decide, as they became paid more and were full-time, that they took on too many things. The Kevin Sheedy model of being ambassador and entrepreneur and spruiker and recruiter, and I don't think that's the way to go. And in fact, it's
will it be enough for Mick, though?
Oh, it'll be plenty of work. It's not a ceremonial role, I can promise you.
If he came to you and said, Ed, I've been offered a job at Club X.
But he's not going to, because he's told me he's not going to coach next year anywhere else. He's going to be at Collingwood or he's going to go into retirement. It's a moot point. But I'll put this to you. If Mick was to leave the club, we would have a director of coaching next year.
OK, so someone else would take the
role. The role is going to be filled, and I hope and I think it will be. You know, I'm very sure that it'll be Mick Malthouse who'll fill that role.
You're going to be premiers?
Oh, well, mate, it's July. We're 11 points up at half-time against Carlton, so we'll see how we go, mate.
Things are pretty well placed out the club, despite the controversies. You must be happy the way things are developing.
Look, the thing, mate, we've been working together for years covering football, and we know that these things are always going to come up. That's why we have newspapers. That's half the excitement of what goes, the ups and the downs. You've got to work through these things, and hopefully the professionalism of the club is not derailed because one bloke does something stupid. OK, so for the record, Buckley coach, Malthouse definitely at Collingwood next year. If he's not at Collingwood, he's at nowhere. Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, Mick said that the other night.
All right.
In the 32 minutes of interview, somewhere in there he did say that.
Well, it was on the footy show, so it must have been right.
That's right, mate.